What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a WWE news video. Obviously you guys know the last couple weeks we've had NXT TakeOver in Your House 2 and even also a Hell in a Cell. So for this week's WWE news video, there's actually quite a bit to talk about, including the latest on three superstars being taken off TV for an increment amount of time and for certain reasons. The reason behind Nikki Cross's new gear. What else was there? Oh yeah, the big WWE planning on a big match for SummerSlam, and also the latest on Scarlett and Karrion Kross being split for the main roster. Let's actually take a look at that, because when you think about Scarlett and Karrion Kross, if I remember correctly, I believe they're married, if I remember right. I believe they're actually married. So what's interesting about this is that Karrion Kross has been NXT champion twice already. This is actually the title run that he has now is Karrion's second run as NXT champion. And if I remember correctly, I believe him and Scarlett are actually married. Yeah, I thought so. So I thought so. They're actually in a relationship. So this doesn't really surprise me that that WWE would split them apart, but honestly, I don't know why they would want to do that, because they've been together for quite a while now, and during even before Cross got signed to NXT, Scarlett was a part of NXT way longer than he has. So I feel like as if maybe she should be the one going to the main roster and not Cross. Cross has only been in NXT for only a year. Scarlett's been around for, I would say, another 6 months as part of developmental. But what's interesting. What's interesting is that WWE has these things called dark matches, where, or rather, they have a show called Main Event, which streams, I believe, I don't know when, like what day exactly on Hulu, but during the latest SmackDown tapings and Raw tapings, as far as the dark matches go, Cross has actually worked matches involving Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin, while compared to Bronson Reed, who has been working matches with Robert Roode on SmackDown, and then of course Drew Gulak on Main Event. So one has to wonder if all three superstars are going to be called up for the main roster. Honestly, I think it's too soon. And the reason why is because, again, Cross has only been in NXT for only a year. So why would you want to put someone like him in the main roster? Now, Friday Night SmackDown, I can totally understand Cross being on SmackDown, potentially challenging Roman Reigns, maybe even going over to Raw, challenging Bobby Lashley. That I can totally understand, but splitting them apart, Scarlett and Karrion Kross, that would be the worst decision ever, because they've gelled so perfectly together. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make sense as to why they would want to split them apart. But with that being said, three superstars are being taken off TV, and the first one is Kevin Owens. So if you guys remember, Kevin Owens had lost to Sami Zayn at Hell in a Cell this past Sunday, and not only that, but he had also suffered from his trachea being injured, which is like right around the throat area, and also his wrist being broken, being hurt, and because of that, he's been taken off. He's been out with that injury, and he has sent out a tweet earlier this week saying quote, "I fought like hell. Now I need a little break. I'll be back soon. Thank you guys." This just proves that this just proves that Kevin Owens is badly hurt, and he'll be taken off TV for a little bit. So what I find so interesting about this whole thing is the fact that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been friends for years. They have been rivals for years, and the fact that Kevin Owens is being taken off TV because of Sami Zayn, that speaks volume. But I know that when Kevin Owens comes back, he will be targeting Sami Zayn. But of course, another superstar is being taken off TV is none other than Xavier Woods, who has his own channel, Up Up Down Down. Big shout out. Don't want to get copyrighted. You guys know how all this works. But this past Monday night on Raw, Xavier Woods went up against Bobby Lashley, the WWE Champion, inside Hell in a Cell, and this came right after Bobby Lashley accepted Kofi Kingston's challenge for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank, which this will be the first pay-per-view with the WWE Universe, which that is going to be huge. That'll be a huge pay-per-view to deal with, but it's interesting because even though Xavier Woods lost that match this past Monday, the moment the referee opened the door, MVP closed the door, went into the cell, closed the door, locked the cell, which Kofi Kingston would not be able to get in. So Bobby Lashley just continued the assault on Xavier Woods, and thus that's it. It's done. And the reason why WWE had done, or rather USA Network had done Hell in a Cell this past Monday was because Fox this past Friday had done that as well. Had done that initially with Roman Reigns defending his Universal title against Rey Mysterio. So honestly, I'm not too surprised that Xavier Woods will be taken off TV with yet another injury. He was taken off for quite a while back when he had his torn Achilles, but that doesn't surprise me. But as far as Damien Priest goes, apparently he has been taken off TV for quite a while because of a back injury, and it's interesting. And it's interesting because he had multiple back injuries even before the Royal Rumble, and he had fought through the pain all the way through WrestleMania and through WrestleMania Backlash, and then after that he was taken off. He was taken off, and there were rumors that Damien Priest was going to be in one of the qualifying matches for the right to be in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, but that did not come to pass, as apparently the back injuries had been a lot worse. But it's interesting because many people are saying that as far as like rumors, there have been reports from other sources. They've said that the former NXT North American champion could be back on Raw as soon as potentially next week. If that is the case, I'm not so sure if that'll be wise, given the fact that Damien Priest was in a zombie lumberjack match at WrestleMania Backlash against The Miz, and then the next night on Raw went up against John Morrison in a lumberjack match, in which the zombie lumberjack match was a complete clusterfuck. It was a complete clusterfuck of a matchup. That was like one of the worst lumberjack matches we had ever seen ever. So for Damien Priest to come back this soon, not sure if it's wise, but I think honestly, I think it would be incredible, because if Kofi Kingston were to lose at Money in the Bank, Damien Priest can step in at SummerSlam potentially and face Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. And I swear my phone's being stupid. My phone's being stupid. So, but with that being said, again, Damien Priest coming back this soon. Who knows? Who knows? But now we have to talk about a major SummerSlam match potentially being in the works. And what is that match? Well, we had heard the rumors of John Cena versus Roman Reigns, but now what about this? Get this, guys. Seth Rollins versus Edge. Yeah, Seth Rollins versus Edge. Here's the thing. Edge has been absent from WWE since failing to win the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan in the Triple Threat match earlier this year at WrestleMania. And as far as we know, he's supposed to be. There's rumors going around saying that Edge is going to be returning to SmackDown on July 16th, which was right around the time that, which will be the same time that the WWE will be going on tour, and it'll be the first like show where there will be a full capacity since the pandemic actually forced a lot of these wrestling promotions, like WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, and that other promotion I don't even think about. I don't even know. Have done empty and sparsely sparsely populated arenas in last March. What's interesting about this whole scenario is that Seth Rollins is currently dealing with Cesaro on SmackDown. So I feel like once Seth Rollins is done with Cesaro, because they're both at like what I think one apiece or something like that. Something like that. Hang on. If I remember correctly, yeah, I believe they are actually at one apiece. If I remember right, yeah. So they're currently at one apiece, and I feel like once Money in the Bank comes to an end, I feel like whoever wins that match, whoever wins between Seth Rollins and Cesaro round 3, there's no doubt in my mind that rivalry is done. Cesaro will be put back into the Universal title picture, and then Seth Rollins can focus on Edge. Is that highly likely? Absolutely it is. But only time will tell. Only time will tell as to what we can expect. But as far as what we can expect from SmackDown, from this whole thing, I think there's gonna be a lot of change when it comes to when it comes to SmackDown leading into SummerSlam. But now we have to talk about Nikki Cross's brand new look. So she decides to bring up a superhero look. And apparently, she was the one that came up with the idea. Yeah. So according to Nikki Cross's husband, NXT superstar Killian Dane had quoted a tweet, had quote tweeted a GIF, I believe it's the term, of her new ring gear and her new entrance from this past Monday. He said, quote, she had an idea and saw it brought to life. Very excited to see what's next. Go Nikki. That is what he said on Twitter. The thing about Nikki Cross is that she's a 2-time women's tag team champion and has competed in and has actually challenged for not only the NXT but the SmackDown women's titles as well. I believe she also competed for the Raw women's title at one time. No, I think it's just the SmackDown women's title. But this new gear, I think she's just trying to revitalize her career and get put back into the Raw women's title picture. Because if you guys remember, over the last several weeks, she's had recent victories over both Charlotte Flair and the Raw Women's Champion herself, Rhea Ripley, which is interesting because with Rhea and Charlotte going at it again at Money in the Bank, I feel like as if once Money in the Bank comes to a close, whether she becomes Miss Money in the Bank or not, either way, she's next in line, in my opinion, she's next in line for a future Raw Women's title shot, which could potentially be at SummerSlam at the earliest. The latest I could probably say maybe Clash of Champions if we do get that pay-per-view. But it's interesting because this past Monday night on Raw there was a tag team qualifying match, which was between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, the former women's tag team champions, going up against another team, former tag team champions themselves, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And it's interesting because even though they've been split apart, they were still able to gel so perfectly together. It was as if they had never missed a beat. So I feel like those two need to band back together, because with Nikki Cross's new look, and with Alexa Bliss's current state, or rather her current look, there's no telling what those two can do. I feel like maybe that right there could be so perfect for them to become the only 3-time women's tag team champions in history, which is a very high possibility, but only time will tell. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Question of the day. Who do you guys want to see become Mr. and Miss Money in the Bank? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE news videos, which gets posted every Thursday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.